aim to motivate and inspire viewers to enjoy the clothes they wear as an expression of their personality and their beliefs. This is the Slow Wardrobe. Come and have a look. Hello, welcome to episode 55 of the Slow Wardrobe podcast. My name is Linda and I am your host. In today's episode, I will give you a quick update about my knitting over the last 2 weeks. What projects have I been working on? And bit of a giveaway right next to me. And following that is the introduction of a new Layercake garment. Pre-orders of that are starting today. And I'm showing that garment in lots of different combinations with the Layercake Love Dress, which is still on pre-order until the end of the 24th of October. So throughout the weekend that I'm publishing this podcast. But first, my knitting update. Okay, so last time I showed you the work that I've been doing so far on the Marja Jumper. I have steam blocked it since then, so it's looking a little bit less crumpled. And I've done some work on the sleeve. Not that much because the sleeve was at this stage last time and now it's only here. And that is because, of course, the lunatics have taken over the asylum. The month of October is the almost traditional now WestKnits Mystery Knit Along, and I decided to jump on board with that as I anticipated when I shot the previous episode. I knew that it was going to push this lovely jumper on the back burner, which I am not thrilled about, but I also want to try and knit the Mystery Knit Along during the month of October so I can burst forth with my other projects again straight after. So this is only getting any love this month when I'm up to date with my projects with my clues. And I've already fallen behind on clue 2 this past week because I could not do any knitting last weekend when clue 2 had been released. I was planning to do some knitting, but reality got in the way and I did not do any. I had a wonderful weekend, by the way, in Nottingham, visiting with my husband, visiting our daughter in Nottingham. We had a fantastic weekend. And even though I was up in Nottingham, I had hoped that I would be able to get some knitting in the weekends and during the drive and whatever. But it didn't really happen. So I'm behind on clue 2. If you are knitting this and you don't want to see what the progress is, if you want it all to remain a secret, then do not look for the next however many minutes. I will put it down here in the down bar, the point that you want to scroll onto to miss what I'm going to show you about this Mystery Knit Along. If you're happy to see that, then keep watching, because I have done something unusual with this project in the sense that I am holding together one strand of soliloquy yarn with one strand of the blue color that's in the Magpie. Here's the Magpie gradient, linen gradient, which goes from that dark blue to black. And I'm using that blue to knit it together with a strand of soliloquy. And the Mystery Knit Along asks for 5 colors. These are the 5 colors that I'm using. One of them is called Orion. It's one of the colors that Sharon from 5 Moons Yarns dyes for me, and it is a bluey green. Slightly greener than this blue, but held together, oh my gosh, these 2 colors make magic. And so I'm very pleased with that. And it can be seen at the start of the project where all those ribs, the dark ribs, are the combination of a strand of the linen together with a strand of Orion's soliloquy. Those two. And it makes this beautiful marl, slightly marled color that has got just so much depth in it. So I'm really pleased about that. And I'll be struggling to show this off because I'm in the middle of a row still, but the project starts with this sunrise, in my case, with that yellow center, and as you can see, in between the garter ribs you have wedges of the different colors. Then there's this section with little triangles, and as you can see as well, I'm holding the linen together with whatever other color throughout, so that marled effect that the colors then make is visible throughout the entire project. Little funky bunch of little tiny I-cord loops here, then this row of wedges, some more triangular shapes, and then bubbles. After the bubbles, there are going to be two wings, one on each side, because at the moment the shawl is a half moon shape, and we're going to extend the edges of that to make more of a crescent rather than a half circle. So this is where I'm at. Both of those big wedges would still need to be knitted in order to finish clue 2, and instead clue 3 has come out already this morning, so I'm woefully behind. I'm going to try and catch up this weekend. I'm at home this weekend. I've got a list as long as my arm of things that we want to get done. So fingers crossed that I'll get some decent knitting done. But so far, I think especially here, I at least liked the idea of holding the yarns together with my dark yarn. I didn't get a strong idea of the kind of vibe that the colors were going to give out. By now, I have after these sections, I find the whole thing at the moment a bit retro. What do you think? 50s somehow. I don't know why. I think it has to do with this acidy yellow color, which I've chosen because of course it's not that far away from chartreuse. And of course, chartreuse and magpie I am really keen on at the moment. So I want to somehow incorporate those kind of colors in my project. And I don't know whether that creates that 50s feel. Let me know. Let me know what you think of it. So far, I'm really pleased with it. I love the project and I love the weight that it has. Because of course, since my soliloquy is 600 meters per 100 grams, normally when I use that for one of the WestKnits Mystery Knit-alongs, I will scale down my needles 1 or 2 sizes, and then the whole project just gets slightly smaller, which works a treat. But holding it together, holding the soliloquy together with the linen, which is also 600 meters per 100 grams, but of course it's a bit tighter because it's linen, so it has a density to it and no stretch, no loft at all. It's like a thin rope effectively. So these two together, in terms of weight, you get 300 meters per 100 grams, but in terms of volume, it's more like a 4-ply. So I've gone with the regular needle size that was asked for in the pattern, which is 3.5 millimeter, and the fabric that it knits up as is lovely, works a treat. So I'll keep you posted. Oh, this is just one of the contrast color that I'm using for the bottom of my Marja sweater, which is also held together with the linen 3-ply throughout. That's where I got the idea to try and do that with the WestKnits Mystery Knit-along. And both projects I'm really enjoying knitting. It doesn't bother me at all that I have yarns that are not stretchy, because of course the stretch is taken away by holding whatever I'm knitting with together with my linen. But partially, I guess, because I'm a relatively loose knitter, it doesn't really bother me. I think when you're a tight knitter, then knitting with a non-stretchy yarn may become a problem. I don't know. You tell me, but that's what I anticipate. For me, it's a breeze. I don't mind it at all. So that's where I'm at. I'll let you know how I get on, and I'll keep putting updates on Instagram as well. But in the next episode, hopefully, I should have a shawl that is either finished or almost finished. Fingers crossed. And who knows where I'll be on my jumper, but I'm very keen to start wearing this, so I'll do whatever I can to push both of them through. For now, that's it. Let's go over to Layercake and look at the new garment. Enjoy. Layercake. Here I am wearing the love dress in the petite length, size 1 in the petite length, in the charcoal stripe, with my pink herringbone baggies and a long sleeve top. Couple of things to tell you about this outfit before I move on to the star of today's show. The pre-order for the Layercake Love Dress runs until Sunday evening, the 24th of October. So if you happen to be watching this quite soon after it's published, there's a chance that a pre-order is still running. And if it is, and you like what you're seeing, then be aware that part of that pre-order is a price reduction in the dress, because we're doing a production run of it this coming week. After the 24th, we'll make all the orders for the love dresses that we have got in. So if you're still considering, you're not 100% sure, this is your opportunity to see some more combinations of the love dress with other Layercake garments. So lots of love dresses in today's episode, even though they're not the main star. It's just to keep inspiring you as to how to combine them and how to wear them. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is to make those of you who may not know this yet from my announcement in the newsletter aware that there's going to be a price hike for Layercake at the end of this month. As per the 1st of November, I have to put my prices up. My prices in terms of production have gone up by 20%, and my fabric prices have gone up 10% twice, so that's 21% in total. And I cannot swallow those price hikes without problems with my margins. I'm going to keep the 10 for a friend discount code for loyal customers. That's going to stay another year, but my Layercakes are going to go up between 6 and 12% depending on which fabric they're made out of and the garments that they are. So I'm really sorry about that. I have delayed it for most of the year and have managed to do that, but I have to now make that price hike, otherwise the business is just not going to be viable in the longer run. So I hope you understand, and I'm saying it here to warn you, because again, if you're watching this before the 1st of November, then all the Layercakes are still available at their pre-November prices before they go up as per the 1st November. So just in case you are considering buying something, be aware that those prices may go up. And then my last point is the top that I'm wearing. I regularly have questions from people saying, where do you get your long sleeve tops? Well, I hunt high and low for those. They're very difficult to find, and the range of sizes is very often restricted as well. So I've started working behind the scenes to see whether I can make it possible in any way that at some point next year I introduce my own stretchy fitted tops, Layercake tops, to go with the rest of the Layercake collection. So Wish me luck. It's an interesting journey. I will keep you completely posted as I make that journey. You'll be making it with me. I'll be sharing fabrics with you, etc. I'll maybe asking you for your opinion down the line. So if you are interested to see that firsthand and potentially be involved, then subscribe to the newsletter, subscribe to this podcast, and click the bell as well so that you get notifications when a new episode is out. It's normally, I really try to stick to a schedule of one episode every other week. So you can even mark your calendars if you don't want to be notified by YouTube. But that's the best way to stay abreast of everything I'm up to and into the future, because I always try to inform you as soon as I can. All right, that's it now. Let's start playing with Layercake, and let me get this outfit ready for the first star of the show today. I've neutralized my outfit. I thought I'll go for base, a nice a neutral base layer before adding garment number 1. I have sneak peeked this top, this double-sided linen top, a couple of weeks ago when we were in the Scottish borders, where I wore it lots. Right from the beginning when we started to make step tops, I had wanted to play with the idea of doing something double-sided. However, of course, the back of this step top is quite long. I quickly found out that that extra weight at the back really unbalances the top. Of course, that can happen with the regular step top as well, but because the fabrics are quite clingy and relatively light, you can manage that, and it's just so nice to have that long back. So it works for the regular step top, but for the double-sided top, that back was too heavy. So we've balanced out the front and back, and I'll show you finally now what it looks like. We welcome the Layercake Gansey. Front and back almost the same, little split to the side. This is the large size. It's the same size as the large step top in terms of the width and the sleeve length, etc. Big difference is that that long back is gone. The front is made a little bit longer, so the whole thing is balanced out differently, and it's a proper snuggly top. We have, as you can see, the neckline is a little bit higher, so you can put scarves and shawls inside it and wear it as a garment outside. That's one of the options with this. You can wear this either inside as a super warm layer, or you can wear it outside, because the whole thing is double-sided. So this top has got a surprise. Shall I show you? It's so good. Here's the inside. That is the teal stripe that we do in the shirt as well. On the back of the black herringbone. And what you'll see is, with all the colors that this top is being introduced in, we're doing a contrast on the other side. They of course all go with the existing layer cakes, and they combine just beautifully. Of course, I'm going to show you lots of those combinations, but starting here is the black herringbone with the teal stripe. Now, you may have said, when I said Gansey, like Gansey? A Gansey is a knitted jumper. It's a fisherman's jumper. That's a Gansey. I know. What this is more similar to really is a fisherman's smock. A fisherman's smock used to be like a thick canvas, or sometimes even a wax cloth top that fishermen used to wear over the top of their Ganseys to stop the Ganseys getting covered in fish. And it's an apron type thing, fisherman's smock. And that's what this is quite similar to, with that little collar, the way it is, and the shape, the boxy shape. However, we already have a Layercake smock, and I really like the association with the fisherman's outfits. So, well, I'm using the word even though it's, strictly speaking, incorrect. And the reason I went for it is that I was wearing my prototype on the beach when we were at the Scottish borders a couple of weeks ago. It was blowing a hoolie and I could not feel the wind at all going through the garment. And that's when I thought, oh, it's a bit like a Gansey. Like, I'm going to use that word, even though it is strictly speaking wrong. So please don't hang me for it. I hope you like the name as well. I love it. Do you want to see some other colors? Or some other colors to wear this with? Let's start playing. I swapped my charcoal palazzos for a pair of teal herringbone baggies because, I mean, look. The teal stripe, the teal herringbone, and then with the charcoal stripe and the black herringbone here on the other side. Isn't it a lush outfit? Pockets, of course, in the baggies. Pockets, of course, in the dress, which are higher up because this is the petite dress. Let's keep going with teal. And let me show you what else we have in teal. Here we have the teal herringbone Gansey in the small size. Small size, petite dress, and still the teal herringbone baggies. Like? Let's keep going. I'll keep jazzing up this outfit because, of course, this has got an exciting lining too. Here it is, the mist stripe in this case. So we have teal herringbone on one side and the mist stripe on the other side. Of course, I'm still wearing it with the charcoal stripe dress, and I don't want that to dominate all my outfits. So with these teal accents and the teal baggies, of course you're bringing the teal back. But what about if I lose the dress? Let's try. Dress gone, but kept the shirt. And look at that silhouette. The back of the top slightly longer than the front, blends in beautifully with the flowing line of the shirt, as of course does this neckline. Sit really well with the collar of the shirt neatly tucked inside, and then the top lying beautifully on top of that. And like I said, as an inside outfit, when it's colder, perfect this, without the wooliness, but still the warmth of those double layers. Nice and fresh and cool against the teal other side. Let's keep playing. Oh, and what I was going to highlight with this as well, this is where we've put the label. So it's like a vignette on the stripy side of the tops. They're all in the same place. If you want to, you can cut the size and care label off the bottom of the Layercake label. But I thought that this was the least offensive place to put it rather than the back of your neck, especially if you wear this both ways. And it actually looks quite cool here, I think, in the corner. I hope you like it too. Let's try some other outfits. What I've changed here is the herringbone baggies, turned those into steel palazzos, and these are the palazzos in the extra large size, so they're really roomy and wide on me, and sometimes that's what you like, right? I really like the steel in combination with the mist, and then that little accent of the teal on top of the, like just above the white of the shirt. What do you think? Let's keep going with steel, because of course we've got a steel love dress. Steel love dress in the petite length, the extra large palazzos and my small step top teal herringbone mist stripe. Gorgeous combination. But we've got more steel, right? Let's keep stealing it. This is where it all began. My double-sided step top, love dress, step top. It's all getting too much already. Don't even have that big a collection, come on. All right, maybe there's hope for me, but I'm not sure. The other thing with this is that the neckline is wider, and we've taken that in to fit it better with the love dress underneath, with the line of the shirt as you saw me wear. We've done that for the step tops as well. Those necklines are all narrower than this original wide neckline, which looks great, and it is a certain look, but we thought actually I like it better if it's all connected throughout the collection and everything always sits nice together when you throw it on over the top of each other. That level of consideration, I keep taking that throughout the entire collection. Reinforced seams that are stressed, not using the wrong fabrics because seams get stressed, all of that. I want you to be able to throw on a layer cake and just love wearing it and wear the heck out of it, wash the heck out of it, and the whole thing needs to get better with age and just be part of you and feel part of you. So I keep aiming for that, and that's one of the reasons that I changed this after the event. We launched the step tops, and then I thought, actually, we can do better. And if I can do better, I always will with all of you, and some of you know that already. So this is too wide, but what this show, and the sleeves aren't right because of course I put in this lining after the whole top was made, and the back is still long, but what it does show you is the color combination that we have chosen for the steel step top, and it is the Magpie stripe. Magpie stripe isn't anywhere in the collection yet. We're just introducing the Magpie love dress. There'll be more Magpie down the pike. There's more Magpie coming, and one of its lovely little cousins is this Magpie stripe that we're using as a lining for the steel herringbone Gansey. Now, with the steel herringbone, what I have left in terms of fabric is limited. Once that runs out, I do not know yet whether I'm going to reorder, whether I'll have the money to reorder herringbone fabric in the near future, or whether it's going to disappear off the scenes for a while. So with this color in particular, and there may be one or two others that we're starting to run lower, if you like these colors in the Gansey, grab one, and grab one early on if you can, because limited numbers, and I'm talking about 4 or 5 per color before they run out. So, of course I can turn this inside out, but you don't really get the same effect as with the proper ones, if you like, the properly cut ones, because this hasn't got quite the right dimensions. It's a bit too short in the front, it's a bit too long in the back, and it doesn't have the proper cuffs. In the final version, of course, it's more like this. This is just hanging loose because it was my prototype, but you get an idea of the dark color, and then with that lovely steel edging like you have with the other Ganseys. So of course, now I've got this on, I have to grab the Magpie dress, don't you think? Let's do it. Magpie dress, medium length. See, the pockets are a little bit lower on here as well. with the steel palazzos, and then the steel herringbone Gansey with the magpie stripe lining. I mean, come on. This stripe is made out of the two colors that the magpie crossweave is woven with. So it's black and this dark shimmery greeny blue, really dark midnight blue. And the two together make that crossweave. I think this is a stonker of a color combination, right up my street. And of course you can then swap the top back around to wear the steel on the outside and turn that into a very effective outfit as well, with the magpie peeping out. Like? Okay, now, what's the other color? Do you remember that the magpie is beautiful with in the Love Dress lineup? Let me go and get it. Of course, Charming Chartreuse. Steel chartreuse, steel with the magpie stripe, beautiful contrast. And of course, you could replace the steel trousers with a dark pair to pick up on the dark colors in your Gansey. So I will add, instead of another pair of trousers, I'll add a long dress actually with this one, and then we'll move on to the next color of the Gansey, because we actually have 2 more to go. So here's my base layer to start off with, the Charming Chartreuse dress, and then over the top the dark moth dress in the long length, the dark moth tulip dress in long length. But where's that next Gansey? Let's bring it on. Who had guessed it was going to be apple? This is the small one again, the small size. You can see not quite as voluminous on me, shorter sleeves as well. And you get the chartreuse sticking out, and of course the lovely contrast of the apple with the dark moth as well. And now, what is its lining? You want to see it? Of course I'm going to show it. This is the heather stripe, another new stripe to the lineup, not used for the shirts but specifically kept as a lining for my apple herringbone. And we may start doing other things with it as well, but it is a lilac-y, bluey kind of stripe, quite subtle, quite neutral. You can see that it's a lot more blue than the dark moth, and it's another one of those colors that is just gorgeous against the chartreuse, but not quite as dark as the magpie stripe. So what do you think? I love it, of course. Let's add some more apple to this outfit. Outfit number 1, added apple herringbone baggies, lost the dark moth dress, so we really get the impact of the chartreuse against the beautiful muted heather stripe and that pop of fresh green on the edges. I mean, as far as fresh colored outfits go, you can't get much fresher than this, can you? So let's keep playing with color though. Keep this, but turn up the brightness. Can we? Oh yes, we can. Bright, but not loud. Intense, but not garish. Always keep it sophisticated. And this is another example of an outfit that I want to show you that is, you can go really bright with your clothes without ever making them look cheap or garish. Don't you agree? I mean, this is just the subtle heathery purpley tones in this, combined with that brightest of purples from the violet. It's just a stunning combination. and then the freshness of that green. So nearly there. One more step top to go. Let's bring in the final one. I hope you like it. Another soft spot of mine. Here we go. And yes, I've gone for the ochre. Last of the herringbones, of course there's pink herringbone as well, and I've specifically chosen not to do a Gansey in the pink herringbone. If that kills you, then let me know, but I think we're okay with the Ganseys that we've got. This is the large size again. You can see the longer sleeves, the longer top altogether. It's top of my thighs on me. And we've done the comparison, and if I'm 5'10", if you're 5'2", 5'3", then the small step top is more this kind of length on you. The difference in length between the small Gansey and the large Gansey, the difference in length is the same as the difference in length between the small and the large step top. So, you want to see the lining? Of course you want to see the lining. I'll show it. It's the charcoal stripe. Lovely, lovely contrast. I've neutralized the bottom, taken the apple baggies off and put the charcoal palazzos back on, and I will complement this charcoal stripe perfectly with a charcoal tulip dress instead of the violet love dress. My palazzos, my tulip dress in the longer length, and then this lovely charcoal stripe with the accents of the ochre herringbone. It is so cozy, and you don't normally associate linen fabric with cozy, right? But my goodness, guys, this top, it really feels, it feels like you're wrapping yourself in a quilt, because of course you've got the double layer of fabric. It is just, it's so comfy, it's so cozy, and you can either go for the super oversized like I've got here, or in the small size. In fact, I'll skip back from this large size to the small size just so you can see how those proportions compare. And if you're one of the people that wear both sizes like I do, I alternate the large size of this with the small size. Of course, I've been wearing the large size prototype that I made, but I'll be sure to have a small size in this as well. I wear the smaller size step tops too. So in terms of proportions, here's your large size, and now I'll show the small size with the same outfit. So this is the small size. Still plenty roomy. The measurements are all on the website. If I haven't put them on here already in the course of editing, but if you're in doubt, if you want to make sure you've got enough space around your hips, for example, before deciding which size to go for, please check the size charts. They're all there. When in doubt, send me an email. I'm always, of course, happy to advise and help out. Meanwhile, I hope you take your opportunity to grab one of these while they are in the pre-order special, which runs for the next 2 weeks, which is, if I speak from memory, I think it's Sunday the 8th of November when that closes, and then we'll be producing your orders in the next 2 weeks. So you'll have your Gansey in the second half of November when you order it from us in the next 2 weeks. I hope you like it as much as I do, and I will see you again soon.